In an interview I read the other day, they were saying, the writer was saying that mega stardom is finally beckoning for Muse. Does it feel like that for you?
Not right now, no. I mean, I don't know. It'd be nice to earn that sort of thing like through time, you know. I mean, through like doing a lot more work than just one album. I think, you know. I think you know, when those sort of things happen too early, I think, you know, if anything bigger than what happened to us so far had happened, I think we'd have had trouble dealing with it. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, it's happening at a reasonably steady pace, and I think, like, you know, I think maybe it does beckon, but not like maybe not right now.
Do you want that?
Yeah. Yeah, very much.
You were saying that same issue as well, that you were feeling as though you had no soul.
I say a lot of things, yeah.
You must take it out.
Yeah. I mean, souls. It's all definitions of words. I mean, who knows what we are, what makes us up as a being. You know what I mean? A soul is just one particular thing that I felt a lack of at that point. I don't know. It can take a lot out of you. Yeah.
It's just sometimes it's very hard to comprehend what you're actually doing and where you are. And you never really see what's actually going on until you sort of move away from that whole thing, from touring or something. So, which we haven't really moved away from at the moment. We're still going. So, I mean, hopefully, like soon, over the next few months, we'll sort of maybe sit back for a little while and reflect on what happened. Then you start to realise what did actually happen.
What is the next stage? You say you're going off to Japan and Australia?
Well, we started work on making a new album, which we've already done a few songs recorded and stuff, and tomorrow we're going to Japan, Australia for a month to do a tour around there, and then after that we do Dublin and then a few Scandinavian gigs like Norway, Sweden, Helsinki, where's that? Finland, places like that, and then that takes us up to about sort of early November, and then we're going to go. Takes a little bit of time off, then December time we're going to make the album. January.
How much time are you going to get off?
I'm sort of, you know, arguing about that right now. I want something like a couple of weeks.
I think 6 months might be in order, really.
No, you know, it's not, you know. I enjoy the work, you know what I mean, and I like sort of, you know, if you can't do it when you're young, when can you do it? You know what I mean?
So what's the sort of situation with the next album? What stage are you at with that?
Recording wise, we've got like a few songs done, and we're as I said, like December time, we're going to go back in there and do more, and try and get. And I think like probably the first new single will probably sort of be like early next year sometime. I'm not sure when, January, February, something like that.
So this will be completely new material.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Have you got a working title for the album yet? Or have you got a working title?
Not really. Most of the songs haven't really, well, they haven't really got titles. Most of the tracks, it's sort of like new one, new one, new one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think. I think there's a few loose titles floating around.
Nothing.
They're quite positive words though. Generally, positive.
Is there actually a noticeable change, do you think, in what you're writing at the moment as opposed to what was on Showbiz?
Yeah, I think for me it's like the stuff I'm doing now seems to speak to me more than the stuff on the first album. I mean, the stuff on the first album was dealt a lot with fears, you know, fears of the unknown, and I've sort of realised a lot of those fears and faced up to them. You know what I mean? I think it's realised a lot about the outside world, about the world in general, about people, and you know how we exist and everything. And I'm sort of so the stuff is like I've taken on a lot more in terms of my understanding of the situation we're in, and when I say us, I mean like, you know, humans. And I think I've taken more on board on the situation we're in, and I can sing a bit more clearly about it. And so it's sort of like when I hear it back, some of the stuff we've done, it's like I can actually feel it. You know what I mean? Whereas before it seemed a bit more confused, and now it's more focused, I think. Yeah.
I think you said in that interview as well that it was coming out of being a bit more positive as well. Would that be true?
There's a couple of songs that I'd say like the vibe, in terms of like, you know, the vibe that we've laid down as the three of us is more positive because there's more confidence there. I think it's more like a confidence thing. You know what I mean?
Who's producing?
We've done some work so far with a guy called Dave Bottrill, who's done Deus and a band called Tool. He's a Canadian guy, so we've done some work with him, but we're probably going to do the remainder of the album maybe with John Leckie and whoever. I mean, there's a lot of people we'd like to work with. I mean, John Leckie we definitely want to do something with, and there's a couple of other people. I don't want to name yet because we're not sure, but there's a couple of other people we might be doing bits with. But yeah.
The whole Muse thing has been clouded, as have a lot of bands that have been coming out in the last year or so, with all this Radiohead fixation. What were Muse's influences when you formed, and as the music came together, would you say?
It started off being bands like Primus, a bit of Nirvana, You know, there's a lot of early English bands like Senseless Things and Mega City 4.
This is like Muse. Before this, I was in a band with him. This is a band he's talking about. I was like when we were 13, 14. So around that time, it was all like, I don't know if you call it Fraggle rock type music, you know, like Wedding Present, and then like early bits of Sonic Youth were coming through over here and stuff like that. So I think that was the stuff that sort of got us going. But I think, but I'd say that for me, the things that got me into songwriting and stuff like that is like I learned some flamenco guitar music, like Spanish guitar music, and that's what opened up a whole world of different harmonies and different ways of making music, and a different sort of passion that was heavy. It was very heavy, you know. It's very heavy music, but it hasn't got a distortion pedal. You know what I mean? And so I think that sort of opened me up to seeing other things, and then I got into like, you know, some blues music like Robert Johnson to Nina Simone to Ray Charles, but also things like Jimi Hendrix Experience. I think it's brilliant.